Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Transform Tales podcast, where we explore the power of change in our lives and communities. I'm your host, Brooke Addis, and in each episode, we'll be chatting with inspiring individuals about the transformations they've experienced, whether in their personal lives, or their professional, or the communities they serve. Today, I have a very special guest with me who I've come to know very well, and her name is Jan. Jan, tell us about yourself.
Brooke, thank you so much for having me here. Just ever since meeting you, it's been very interesting. Um, so, corporate America for 30 years, and then created my own company, On Par Now. So, it's a golf education and practice facility down in the Strip District in the terminal building.
Which is a whole new place than what it used to be.
Absolutely. 1926. I'm so happy that the city got together with the landlord and they refurbished it. It's lovely. I'm so glad they saved it.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think I shared this with you when we first met, but I remember when that side, like where the terminal is, was I think two men owned it, and they would run up and down and be like $20 for parking.
Yes.
Which I hope that they did wonderful when that building was taking over.
Right.
But
and one vendor selling flowers.
Yes. It was a whole new world.
Right. But very years ago, it was the mom and pop. So it was the produce terminal building, and the farmers would bring their produce, and the mom and pop stores, they would come in and take that back to their stores and sell it. And the docks are still in the back.
Yes, they
it's
are.
Just the truckers. That's actually, did you know that's how Permanis started? The truckers, that original store is close to us, 18th Street. And they started by needing a solution for these truck drivers. That's why the salad and the slaw and everything is on the sandwich, because they were driving and they needed one hand, right? That's how they came about.
I did not know the origin story, so that's very cool. And that location is like still the one, if you've never been, people want to go to.
Right.
Which I've been, now there's quite a few of them, and they've expanded, which is cool. But that one has a special like feel and vibe, and even entry. It's just so original and feels
unique.
Nostalgic.
Yes.
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing that. So I learned something already, and we've been here for all of 2 minutes. Well, let's think back before you had a lovely corporate journey and then decided to branch off on your own. When you were younger, did you think, hey, one day I'm going to open my own business? What was the plan?
Absolutely not. Since opening, I have met so many people. They have approached who, college students, they have that entrepreneurial spirit. I never did. Corporate America for 30 years, I was happy. There's typically a triggering event when you go from, so I worked at the Hillman Company, highly regarded, Henry Hillman, Hillman Cancer Center, Hillman Library, that family. And I had such great opportunities. And then there was this event that took place, and that's what triggered me to take the leap. But I was, safe environment, security. I was happy, very happy. And growing up, I never really saw myself as, like I said, an entrepreneur, just, college, get the job, have the family, the typical
follow the timeline,
follow the yellow brick road. Yes.
Well, I think it's cool when you look back and think, when I was younger, I wanted to do X, Y, or Z, and then to see how either the same or different that is. And for the majority of the people that I've spoken to, one person is doing what they said they wanted, and they wanted to be a doctor. So it's kind of like, how much can you stray if that is your dream? But I think it's incredible when people do pivot. I think it's the power of us as humans, and just how the city's done it. Like you were talking about the Strip District where you are now. And what was the moment that said, hey, I'm doing this? Like, this is the business I want to do at On Par. Was there one, or?
There was.
Okay. That you want to share, I guess I should say. If you don't, that's okay.
No. I went for a club fitting, which is just figuring out what equipment is the best for you. Is it Callaway ping? What are you hitting the best? And I decided, yes, I'm going to get into golf. It's huge for business relationships, personal relationships. Yes. I always say every right reason to play. It's healthy, fun, ageless. And I went to this local establishment, highly recommended, and I'll tell you the whole story, there were boxes of golf shoes stacked up, and I asked if they carried ladies' shoes. Oh, yeah, we have ladies' shoes. And they had one pair of ladies' shoes, size 10, and at 5'1.5", I'm not a size 10. And they took me to the back, very large warehouse area with simulators, which is where you just hit a real ball with a real club into the impact screen. It was very dark and cluttered and filled with testosterone. There were guys in each bay. Some were playing courses, others just practicing. And the owner, who very thoughtful, expert, knew his stuff, after about an hour of trying different equipment, getting some stats, we landed on Ping. And I had the money to buy. I should have felt great, but there was this locker room banner going on behind me. I was the only woman in the place in a golf skirt, and I left feeling like a piece of meat. And I went back to my apartment and I Googled women plus golf, like where could I have had a better experience? And the first link that came up was 20 hottest women in golf from Men's Health magazine. And all the other links were pictures of men, just very male dominated. And I thought something has got to change. And this was not that many years, half a dozen years ago. And the more women, especially females that I talked with, same exact story. I went for a lesson. I felt intimidated. I went with my boyfriend, total disaster because of the emotionality. And I thought, you know what? I have a bit of business. I have the stamina. I'm not a pro golfer by any means, but I understand the purpose. And so I did it. Took an early retirement, and here we are.
Jumped head in. I love it.
Yes.
Was there a reason that the Strip District was the best point? Is it, I know for you personally, you live close, which is great,
Right.
but did you see something about that part of the city, like accepting this new establishment better than maybe somewhere else? Or
Yes, I always thought that if I were in the South Hills, those are the only customers I would get. North Hills, just because of our rivers and bridges and all of that, yes. But I actually had my eye on a building, and I wanted the exact opposite. I wanted bright and open and welcoming, state-of-the-art technology, but that welcoming feeling, especially for females. It's so intimidating. Even for the guys who have played, you get up to that first tee, and truly, it's a very intimidating sport. It's like none other. But there was a building that had just been finished, and it had big windows, and it was near the Strip as well. And I thought, that's where I want to be. And CBRE had listed it, and I contacted, and they said, but we want to show you. And shout out to Bob Gold. He was wonderful still. He's the one who put me
where you
in
are.
this. Yes. So, hey, I want you to take a look at the terminal, and from the outside, it's low and dark. And at that point, it was just being refurbished. They extended the sidewalks. It looked like a war zone. There were
Metal everywhere.
these big link fences and mounds of dirt, and it was a rainy day, and we walked in, and it's perfect. High ceilings, bright, clear story windows. It's lovely.
And you knew that
Exactly.
the other building didn't matter anymore. This is where you had to be.
Exactly.
Well, I did not see it in that state, but I know what it looks like now. And I will tell everyone who's listening, my favorite thing is that the wallpaper on the back wall matches your business card. I think that is such a fun little detail.
Thank you.
Of course, I think it's something that just signifies those little things that as women, like we would appreciate.
Right.
That not saying a man wouldn't, but maybe wouldn't catch as quickly.
Agreed.
So I think that's really great, and it's bright and welcoming.
You. Yes. I also have equal sign wallpaper in the vestibules, and the vestibules, I didn't want, especially again, females to be hitting. Someone opens the door and there's this big gust of wind.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to have the vestibules, and they have equal sign wallpaper because on par means that which is equal. So you come through, but it's not screaming female. Everyone is welcome. The men love the technology, but the women feel comfortable.
I would say when you're in there, it doesn't sway one way or the other in
Thank
a
you.
great way. It's
Yeah.
very neutral,
Yeah.
but it is welcoming. It doesn't feel like, I even think about, I don't have a ton of experience in golf, but the Dick's Sporting Good, not what it is now, but what it used to be, the one like golf wall that was kind of enclosed. It was dark, kind of dreary. There was always the one older gentleman back there who's like, "Oh, do you need help?" who was always so kind, but it just didn't feel like you were supposed to go back there.
Agreed. Yes.
You know, it's one of those things where you don't think about it till after. What's the feedback and reception you're getting from, I mean, everyone who's coming in, but do you have women who it's changed golf for them?
So empowering, impactful. It's just been an amazing experience so far. I have a good example. Typically, when a couple walks in, it's the man who is kind of out front because he's the golfer, and she's kind of hanging back and chat, hey, do you play? We've got Trackman simulators, show them my $86,000 putting green, has 55 jacks under the surface. So it's just such great practice. And he says he plays. She's like, no, I don't. And I peek around and I say, and you're the reason I opened. And she steps up and she's like, wait a minute, I matter? And almost 100%, the man is like, hon, I'd love for you to play. I really want you to get into it. Why don't you do the beginner's clinic? And it just starts that conversation. I've had over 500, almost all females, come through the beginner clinic, 12 at a time, an hour a week for 4 weeks, all saying, I'm tired of being left behind.
Well, I think you made a great point too, saying about what the golf course is as a professional, the kind of business deals that happen. And a lot of times when people get together, it has nothing to do with what their job is. There's a lot of fundraisers, the scrambles, those sort of things, but it builds relationships outside of, hey, here's my 9 to 5 and here's what I do, and another level of trust. So I think opening that space up to women to have that conversation that they're not always invited to is hugely impactful. And I love that most of the beginner clinic has been women. I plan on taking it this fall when I'm back from vacation.
I love it, yes.
And hopefully I don't think I'll ever commit to 18 holes, but I think I can do 9.
Absolutely, no question.
9 would be good. 18 is too many for me, I think.
In a business, you just don't have that opportunity to connect. Like, you can tell so much about someone's character when they're out on the course. Are they having a bad shot, wrapping their club around the tree, cursing, or are they managing themselves? Is this someone I want to be in a business relationship with or a personal relationship? Because you've got a good 4 or 5 hour time slot when you're with, let's say, new business associates, and you're in a beautiful setting typically, and you're playing one of the most challenging yet rewarding games that exist, and you have that block of time where you can truly have meaningful relationships on a more personal level. Like, you're in a formal business meeting, you do not get that opportunity. No. And often women are held outside the circle, and many don't even realize what they're missing out on.
I can say that I was one of those women, and it wasn't till in the role that I'm in now, with the amount of golf outings you get even invited to, that all last year I just said, oh, well, I don't play golf and I'm not going to go. And hearing about the things that happen outside of the actual playing golf at those, huge miss. And that's why I'm so interested in the clinic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those relationships, and often they will last your entire career. The ultimate networking opportunity. And so many women, if you come through you don't have to be a great golfer. If you come through the clinic, you will understand lingo and etiquette and the basics. And then, yes, it takes time. That's the biggest thing that I think women especially don't understand. It is a time commitment. You need to build that muscle memory. It's different than anything you've ever done, even if you were an athlete growing up, college, whatever. It takes time, but it's no different My opinion, there is second to education. There's nothing more important than golf. And so many people will spend time and money and energy on getting CPE credits or the next managerial course or the next book or whatever it is. This should be right there. It needs to be a priority.
I love that. I do think in general as a society, especially the way the world is changing,
Mm.
so much technology forward, we do need to have more hands-on experiences starting at the beginning of our children's lives and not when, okay, you're an adult now, you can decide. Like how cool would it have been if a segment in gym class was learning the basics of golf?
Absolutely.
Like
Totally agree.
kickball's great, but honestly, after the first grade, we should probably take up some other sports.
Agreed. You can't go. So you played volleyball in college, you played soccer, whatever. You can't go to your boss and say, hey, you want to go play soccer?
You can't. I mean, I would love to see that.
Yeah, but totally appropriate. Do you want to golf? Yes, I golf. If you as a female can step up and hold your own on the golf course, and it's so much more fun when you're playing well, but also there's a level of respect. And so, yes, you come through the beginner clinic, you can then go to the corporate scramble. You can be a part of it. You probably can't go with your boss and play 18 a diamond run without some practice. And so that commitment, just going in, knowing that it will take some time and effort, but that's what we're there for, to help support that whole journey.
Yeah, I absolutely love. I think one of the coolest things about us having this conversation and me thinking even more, it's also, even if maybe the event you're going to isn't, oh, I'm going to try to close this deal or make this new connection,
Exactly.
the support of the community you could have. There's so many of them are fundraisers for excellent causes that last year I didn't go to simply because I was like, I can play putt, but what does that mean for me here? You don't want to be the weakest link.
True.
No one
But
ever wants to be vulnerable.
as as soon as you have just a little bit of you should absolutely accept and say yes to those scrambles, because it's a team effort. Then you've got four people, everybody hits their drive, everybody puts their ball at the best shot, and that team effort, and you will have a few good shots, but then we're also competitive with ourselves, and golf is addictive. And then you do want to get better, and it just continues. And when I say it's ageless, I am so thrilled to see you retired. And I have right now one of my members, and you don't have to have a membership, but he joined, lower price point, mid 80s. He's getting out there playing nine. My uncle is late 80s. He's down in Florida, plays several times a week.
Love.
It gives you purpose. It's not just they say that if you golf, it adds 5 years longevity to your life.
Wow.
And it's not just the physicality, it's that companionship, purpose, so many right reasons.
Well, it sounds like everything that the business is started as and is growing into is all about success, personally and professionally, which I love. Um, in your long-time career corporately and now doing this as a solopreneur, with, I know, a ton of support from people who want you to succeed, has success changed by definition for you?
When I was in corporate America, it was all about the annual review,
Okay.
right? And getting great projects, which that was great. I had so many growth opportunities at Hillman, but it was very, big focus on the money. And I did make a great salary. It is so motivating and satisfying when I see that I can help empower so many people. And it's not just the females. I have, maybe I can say, Jeremiah Moon, a linebacker for the Steelers, came in. He's like, Jan, I'm an athlete. I keep getting invited to these outings. I have several Steelers who come in and practice, and Jeremiah came through our beginner clinic. There he is, 6'6" on the putting green, looking down over me. Am I doing this right? People just think because they're athletes, they can play golf. It's, like I said, totally different. And so that's just been very satisfying to be able to help all these females. And then, yes, even professionals, yes, get into the game.
Well, they also probably have a ton of respect for you because you saw a void that needed to be filled and you said, actually, I'm going to step up and do it. And you are. Have you run into any, I don't know of any similar concepts that you're running right now? No. Okay.
Huge compliment. So many people, and I mean, honestly, it's been over 4 years now on a weekly basis, sometimes more than just once a week. People walk in, they assume it's a franchise. And then the conversation, and if and when, I mean, I have a list.
They're ready.
Anaheim, California, Chicago, Virginia, different parts of Pittsburgh. If and when you open, please bring one to this location. Huge compliment.
Yeah, I was going to say you're like the internal structure that you've built and even just the atmosphere for someone to say, I think some people would say it wasn't a compliment to say like, are you a franchise? But in this instance, for someone who has no idea to say, oh, like who actually built this? And you're like, I did it. And I put these 4 walls here and I'm here every day working very hard.
Yes. I get a bit emotional about it.
That's okay. I think it's incredible that you had a dream and a goal and you're living it. That's something you should be emotional about. There are people who will never try. And if you didn't try, you wouldn't be here. It's huge. So good for you.
Thank you. And I had never done a lease, a loan, a build out. Thank God for the internet. I just every day kind of chipped away at things. And yes, I have had great support. I had a friend have a very good friend from kind of a sister company when I was at Hillman. And whenever I first had the idea, I went to him and said, Joe, you're the Cadillac. I can't possibly afford you, but I have a business idea, and could you recommend an associate? I just need some help with financial projections. And he heard my idea, and he said, I am all in. And he's been such great support. He and his wife both just great guidance, and so appreciate the help that I've had.
Good. And it's good to know that those people are still around because that means you're doing well.
Mm.
And I can't wait till you open your second location. I'm thrilled when you have all good things. I mean, you've had a lot happen recently. Collaborations, more people coming into the space. I know trying to get into more corporate spaces to be an added benefit to like retain employees for large businesses. I think you're doing all the right things.
Thank you. Yeah, that corporate membership, 2 weeks before I closed on the loan, the world shut down with COVID.
Yeah.
Very difficult start. Everybody wanted to golf outside. Nobody wanted to be inside. So for 2 years, just basically burning through my loan. Not easy, but so many people have said, you made it through that. You got this, right?
Yeah, truly. How many large businesses that we'd known forever don't exist anymore? So
right, sadly. But yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Surviving COVID, I think, should like go on a resume as a business owner. When someone's like, oh, what are your credentials? So I started a business during the craziest time in the world. And I survived. I'm still here. So what else do you need to know?
And so many people, it's, Jan, you're so brave. Well, we were told stand down for 2 weeks. 2 more weeks led to 2 months to 2 years. So it was just continuing one foot in front of the other each day. Yes.
Well, in the time of COVID, obviously the world changed a lot. But did things, especially in technology, change for what you guys were doing at On Par? Or was technology able to help you support this new business when you couldn't get people in the... Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've got state-of-the-art tech. TrackMan is the best. I mentioned my $86,000 putting green. My one pro, Karen Bennett, she's like, Jan, you need to round up. You round your score down in golf, and you round up in numbers. So my $90,000 putting green, I graduated with an MIS degree. Brooke, I spent 3 o'clock in the morning was typical for me to be in the computer lab doing punch cards at IUP. That was in the early 80s. As you know, PCs and all of that, that was more late 80s. When I think of the hours spent in that lab and at the library, physically going to the card catalog, people don't
Sorting.
understand, yes, the difference. Everyone, take it for granted, but huge, huge changes, not just with my simulators and the putting green and all of that, um, the, the systems that we have in place, and just my phone is a computer, as you know. Yeah, huge change.
Do you think, for the most part, I'm sure there are some negatives, like some of it's very time consuming to initially set up. Do you think people get excited that On Par is so high tech and innovative versus maybe some other places that are like, hey, we're a club and we have a simulator, but that's it?
You mean like a country club?
Yeah, like how some like golf
Course.
clubs will have like a singular simulator that you
Right.
could, but you have the green, you have the simulator, everything's the
Right
best
there.
of the best,
Right.
all in one spot.
As well as an indoor sand trap.
Yeah.
Anything you need to play or practice,
It's there.
it's there. I've got pros giving lessons. We do the beginner clinic. We have leagues. We're centrally located. People talk all the time. This is great. We can play 18 and go to dinner. The Strip is the heart of Pittsburgh now.
Yep.
Downtown, I'm happy whenever I hear about all the changes that are coming. But right now, yeah, the terminal, I think, is the heart of the Strip, and the Strip is the heart of Pittsburgh.
Well, there is another big thing coming to Pittsburgh, and it has to do with golf. Are you excited about the U.S. Open? Are you going?
10th, 10th year, 10th time that they've hosted. It's amazing. No, and happily, I can report I have several private events in the evenings. Companies have reserved my space to entertain clients. I have made it to the USGA, so Rosalind Barnett is the Director of Player Relations, and she toured my space months ago, and I made it onto her 8.5/11 sheet of things to do.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping to be swamped. And we're very lean. My sister, thank goodness, works for me. And then I have Annette, who's amazing also, part-time person. That's it. We're 11 or 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4.5 years. I will be there.
I will not be at the Open. I will be at On Par. So
yes.
This is the point where we tell everyone to come check it out in between the rounds they're going to see. Yes. Perfect.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm glad to hear that you're going to be so busy you can't go to the Open.
Right.
I think it's really cool, too, that when you're, like, had this happen during COVID, obviously, most big events weren't happening, but probably wouldn't have the same impact on your business where now actually people can come. So it's cool that they're back. And so many people who will be even local but traveling love golf.
Right.
So love.
I had the opportunity. Arnie Palmer created a magazine, Kingdom Magazine. It's based in the UK. And the editor, Robin Barwick, was coming to do an article on Oakmont. It was actually Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Had contacted me days before asking through Visit Pittsburgh. Thank you again. They tipped him about me, and he contacted to see if he could interview. Absolutely. This magazine has 2 million readers. So he walked in, and I had a ladies' league. It's Valentine's Day. They're eating chocolate-covered strawberries, having some mimosas, whatever, champagne. It was almost the end of their 2-hour league. He couldn't believe it. He's like, this needs to happen everywhere. So there are 4 women in each base, 16 women. Whenever they left, men came into practice. There were couples. He said, this is, again, a huge compliment. He said, this is an amazing place. He ended up spending an hour and 40 minutes. He asked for 15 or 20. And I made it into the magazine. So,
wow.
Yeah, 2 million readers. Everyone will be in Pittsburgh for the Open.
Incredible. What also
great opportunities.
Yeah, great that people speak so highly of you when you're not present to have those
Thank
opportunities. It speaks immensely about who you are as a person. So
grateful for all of those. Yeah.
Well,
opportunities just like this, helping me get my name out there.
well, of course, you've been nothing but kind to me, and you're lovely, and I'm
Thank you.
happy to have you on. More
Thank
people
you.
need to know about this, and I will be in the clinic this fall.
I love it.
So
Yes.
I will report back and repost this whenever I start the clinic as well.
Perfect.
Gosh, this is fun. I like this.
Thank you.
Well, I have another question for you. And this one people don't always like. But someone who's listening to this right now, or even thinking back before you started what you're doing now, would you give yourself or someone listening any advice that maybe would have projected things a little bit quicker? Obviously, you couldn't anticipate COVID, but anything that you learned along the last 4 years that you would say, hey, I could give you any advice, do this.
It's believing in yourself. Huge issue with imposter syndrome. Many of us suffer, and it wasn't until, just yes, you can. It wasn't until I got into meetings on a topic. I remember I was working with Rycon, did my build out. They were wonderful. I'd get into meetings and really totally new topics, and I would have what I thought were intelligent questions, and I would end the meeting thinking, you got this. It was such a huge confidence boost that every day, and that's what we do. Susan and I say it all the time. We just learn every day and just keep chipping away at it. And I wish I had understood that we have so much more control and power in our lives. And if you give out positive energy, that's what comes back. And if you are always expecting bad things to happen, guess what? They're going to. And I truly never understood that. It might sound very basic, but everything is just energy. And I've read so much about it the past few years, and such a huge education in that area.
I think that's great advice for someone listening, because I think imposter syndrome is enormously challenging for a lot of people, myself included. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your vulnerability. I truly appreciate it. Some people tell me, no, I'm not answering that, which is okay.
Right.
I do think.
But it's the same, may I?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same with you. The changes that you've made, I've learned a little bit in your career and then doing this podcast, and you are always out there connecting people. That is such a wonderful benefit for people to know you.
Thank you.
I'm serious, yeah.
Well, I'm happy that some of the people that I got to introduce you to have ended up being wonderful for you.
Yes, in the clinic, we're doing, yes.
Yes, you have big things coming this year. Do you think when you go to open the next location, it's going to be significantly easier now that you've taken out loans and reviewed contracts and done a build?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I did was just kept working it. And I did everything, but cobbled it together as I went. And this now, what I want is to create kind of a template and to prove the fact that you don't have to be in the heart of Pittsburgh for this to work. And I know it will. There's too many people who are interested in what we're doing, and it's not just simulators. There are so many places, truly, that have golf simulators, but it's more the bar, restaurant, and that's great. That serves a purpose. And yes, we're BYOB, date night, friend night. You can just come in and have fun. But it's what they always talk about, the customers and my clients and members and everyone involved, is the feeling. It's different. In my space, it's a professional atmosphere. It's clean and bright and welcoming, and you can bring business associates. It's not the bar restaurant scene. Yeah, male dominated sports bar type. Yeah.
Not going to leave there and smell like cigars.
Exactly.
Which is nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people smoke cigars. I just don't prefer to smell like them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
Everyone's different.
Yes. And I've got the equipment so that there are certain things. You're not going to go buy clubs to see if you like golf. So take that barrier to entry off the table. I validate parking. Might sound minor. It's huge. Everybody has a rush about parking, so I validate 2 hours behind the terminal, easy access. I don't want people being in the North or the South Hills and saying, I'm not going down there. I can't find parking or it's expensive.
It's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
I think taking down a barrier as simple as parking, especially in Pittsburgh, more people need to know. We should, every time you speak about, also we validate parking for 2 hours, because I am one of those people. There are now places that I avoid, because I don't want to deal with it. It's not even just where is the spot. It's I have to pay. Oh, the app's not working. Now I have to find quarters. Where is there an ATM? They barely exist anymore, it seems.
Right.
It's just a nightmare. I think that's huge. I hope that's
Make
right at the top of the website. 2-hour parking validation. Incredible. What is your big goal for yourself this year? Outside of, not on par, just your life. Is it vacation, get a day off, hire someone new? Do you have one in mind right now?
Sometimes it's like drinking from a fire hose. Definitely. I have twin sons. My one son, Pat, and his wife are down in Boca Raton, and Charlie, his twin, and I zipped down a day before Christmas. Were there Christmas Day, flew back the day after. Lovely being together, and that's what we wanted, but so quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot. I had no idea. Starting out, Joe, the person that I mentioned, every time we would talk, he would say something about how much stamina it takes, how much time and effort. And finally, one day I'm like, come on, Joe, are you trying to talk me out of this? Like, who do you know who has more stamina? Like, I work out and I'm driven. And he was exactly right.
4 years into it, you knew that he was just saying,
yes.
Hey.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it's a lot, but absolutely would love to take a few days and go down and visit Pat and Katie. He's a chef and just got a new job at this very cool place, Oceanic. It's lovely. Ooh. So I just want Pat to make me some crab cakes.
Love. I wish that trip for you. More than 3 days. Probably after the Open, because you're so busy, yes. But I hope it gets to happen, and I'm sure you'll make it happen because you have so much stamina that you'll figure out how to take time away, which is good. Jan, thank you so much for coming on today. This has been really fun. You're so easy to talk to.
Agreed. I appreciate this so much.
Yeah, we're kind of at the end of our time here. Do you have any closing thoughts that you want to share before I sign us off?
I often say golf is so much more than just a game. It's true career development. It's it opens so many doors. So I hope everyone will just come and check out what we have to offer, and I can't wait to see you in the clinic. Yeah, that'll be great. And I so appreciate your time here and this opportunity.
Well, thank you for coming on. I was super glad to share and uplift a woman in business who also made a career pivot and is impacting the community on a large scale, all the way up to people who are part of Arnold Palmer and what he's doing. It's crazy, a legend. But thank you for taking the time to chat with me today, Jan. I hope this discussion has inspired you to consider the transformations in your own life. To all the listeners, this is the Transform Tales podcast brought to you by Transform Labs. I'm your host, Brooke Addis, and we hope to be your favorite tech advisors in the game. The next chapter you have might be the best one you have in your life, so take that risk. See you all later. Goodbye.